Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, today we are going to connect for the first time on Saturday, right? And it's a live session. And thanks to many of you that you had actually proposed, suggested this day for live. So, we would be doing live on Saturday as well as on Sunday. Okay. So, wow. So, so many questions have come up. Okay. So, let me look at them. Okay, so Abhishek Shinde is asking important core Java and SQL interview questions. Okay, so what I have figured out, based on the various interview questions data we are taking from various companies. So in core Java, the maximum priority is given to OOPS concepts, encapsulation, then abstraction, class, object, all these oops concepts related questions you can expect in an interview, right? And then apart from that, you can expect some programming level questions in which you will have to write the programs, maybe related to array, string. You will be given some particular string, you will be asked to reverse this particular string, add, concatenate, all those string, perform string operations would be asked. Apart from that, even array related questions can be asked to you. In then collection versus collections, right? So these kind of questions you can expect from core Java interview perspective. Now coming to SQL, so in SQL you can expect questions related to inner join, outer join, related to joins, or they might ask you to fetch these kind of records from this particular table. They might ask you to generate a SQL query. So those kind of questions you can expect from SQL and core Java. Okay, Abhishek. Okay, then average package received by 3 years of experience as a manual tester. Okay, so this is again, depending on the metropolitan city, in which city, in which location you are working from. If you are working from city like Bangalore, if you are working from city like Pune, Hyderabad, so over there the packages you can expect is up to, I would say, 8 to 10 lakhs per annum, or maybe 12 lakhs per annum as well. But if you are somewhere located uh, in a small city, then it can be varying from 6 lakhs to 8 lakhs per annum. Okay. Shiva Prasad is asking, is it mandatory to learn API for automation testing? Okay. Now, for test automation, generally what happens is you will have to learn one programming language, and you have Selenium, which is an open source tool. Sometimes it might happen that the functionality which you are trying to automate, that cannot be automated via UI. It's not feasible to automate it via UI perspective. So what you would do is you would take the API approach. You will be, for example, if you are trying to log in into the Amazon website. Now, it might happen that from UI perspective, you have automated it, but the customer is telling, I also want to know from the API perspective. Then what you would do, you would be trying to automate it via API perspective. Then what would happen? You will have to take the tokens, you will have to see what are the request parameters, you will have to check what is the response parameters in that. So accordingly you will have to change the test automation approach. It depends on customer to customer. If they tell you, if you are working in a service based company, and if they tell you that I need this approach only, then you will have to go for API. So it's good if you learn API testing as well. Okay, Prajakta Gunjal is asking to guide about how to learn Selenium. Okay, very good question. So, how can you learn Selenium? So, see, Selenium is not a rocket science that you won't be able to learn it, and Selenium is not that difficult as well that you won't be able to get those concepts. To learn Selenium, you will have to go for step by step procedure. For example, what you can do is you can start with small controls. I would suggest, let's say you can start with login screen. In that you will have username, password. Those are text box controls. So that is what I mean from control wise. So take text box control. How will you automate a text box? Then go for the checkbox, radio button, table is there, menu, side menu, pages, tabs. These are all controls. You have to target automating one control each day from different websites. Slowly and gradually, you will be habituated about get how will you are able to automate these kind of controls. And prior to this, you should have good knowledge on any one of the programming language, let it be Java, C Sharp, .NET, or Python. Then you can implement those. You can do automation using that particular programming language with the help of Selenium, right? And once you are comfortable with small controls, then you go for the framework related things, like let's say what you will keep in the src/test, what kind of assertions you are keeping, page object model, data driven framework, keyword driven framework. What are these frameworks? What you should do is, before watching any solution on online, you should actually try these kind of things by yourself. Let's say you are able to do it by yourself 30%, that is fine. Then you see the solution which is there available online, then try to implement that. So you came to know out of 100% you are actually able to grasp, you are actually able to understand 30%, right? You are able to do by yourself 30%. So that means that now from next time onwards, you should put efforts to at least do from your side 60%. Like that, slowly and gradually you will be able to get hands-on experience, hands-on good kind of I would say expertise on Selenium. Okay. So Prajakta, hope this answer clarified you. Okay. Varundal Mali is asking, hi sir, how are you? I am absolutely fine. How to explain CI/CD pipeline? Okay. So CI/CD pipeline, if you see mock interview related videos, you will get questions related to pipeline in that as well. But on a high level, as we have connected today, so let me explain it to you. What is CI/CD pipeline? Right? It is continuous implementation, continuous development, right? So this is a kind of integration pipeline which would integrate whatever your code is there in the automation, that would be integrated with the DevOps. Okay, now what I mean with DevOps, there are various tools available for DevOps. Jenkins is one of the popular tool which is open source available in the market. It is in demand these days. So what you would do is, you would create a pipeline. In that pipeline there are various stages. Now one stage, every stage has its own significance and every stage has its own functionality. Okay, now the very first stage, what it would do is, it would create the machine on the fly. It would create virtual machine on the fly. Now why do you want to create virtual machine on the fly? You can also connect that particular pipeline with your local machine and you can run the automation, but that would actually impact your other work, and you will have to be into the waiting mode, or sometimes you will have to, your mind would get distracted because of that automation script is running on your machine. So what people suggest, what experts suggest over here is, you should create the machine on the fly. That machine which is created on the fly, the configurations, the parameters are already set in for that machine. For example, it should be a 16 GB RAM machine. OS should be this one. These many browsers should be there. This should be the version of the browser. This is the first stage of the pipeline where your machine would get created on the fly, on demand. Then second stage comes is where actually your automation code, which you have uploaded, which you have checked in into the version control tool, maybe SVN, maybe Git, whichever you are using, that would get downloaded. Apart from that, the other the code that is there from the development side on which you have to run the automation, that would also get downloaded. So two source codes will get downloaded over here. In the third stage of the pipeline, what would happen? The the application under automation, right, the source application on which the automation suite has to be executed, that would be made up and running. In the fourth stage, your execution, your automation execution would start. In the fifth stage, the reports would be emailed to stakeholders, team members, clients, right? And in the sixth stage, what would happen is, if you are having any test management tool like Bugzilla, Jira, so whatever failures have happened in your test automation tool, that would automatically go and get logged into your test management tool. So in the morning when you will come, you will see, okay, out of 100 tests, 90 tests passed, 10 tests failed, so 10 bugs are being logged into the Jira. This is what happens in CI/CD pipeline. Now these stages are again parameterizable. Those are dependent on your team to team understanding, company to company level, right? Some people keep only four stages and they merge couple of stages here and there, plus minus they do. But this is how the entire process is structured. Okay, Varundal. Okay, Vishal is asking, can you please make a video on roadmap to SDET from manual to automation and then SDET? Okay, let me note it down. I'll try to come up with this video. ओके, स्मृति इज आस्किंग मैनुअल टेस्टिंग जॉब में लैपटॉप होना चाहिए या नहीं? या डेफिनेटली, सी यू नीड लैपटॉप्स, you need machines for doing testing. And if you don't see, if you even if you don't have personal laptop, it is fine. The company, the organization, they will provide you these kind of devices. But if you are working from home, then there are some companies who are expecting you to have laptops. Abhishek, what is the future of testing after 4 months? Okay, so Abhishek, after 4 months, so is there any specific reason why you are asking after 4 months? Because let's say even if you keep 4 months, or you keep after 14 months, or after 40 months, so testing scope, the domain of testing is evergreen, right? Or every time you will have good market, good job conditions, good salary package, all these things available in the testing. So don't worry about these things. Okay, yes. So now the questions are coming. Sachin is asking when hiring will increase in automation testing. Okay. So Sachin, as of now, the calls have, the frequency of the calls might would have got decreased, because there are a couple of reasons. If you are working in a service based company, they might be dependent on some US based companies who are providing them the projects. So in US currently, recession kind of thing is going on. So there is a less projects, or less kind of frequency of the projects that are coming from US to India. So companies who are dependent on US, and so there is some impact over there. But again, if you see the other factors also, like the war is also going on between Russia and Ukraine, so that is also one of the issue. But in India, the calls, the frequency of the calls, the job market will again boost up. I think there is some internal planning going on within the companies. They are thinking to restructure their organization. They are thinking to switch employees from one department to another, based on their knowledge, based on their capabilities, based on the demand of the projects, right? But definitely after 3 months, 4 months, I think definitely the calls will increase. And it's going to increase in a very good manner, in a very good positive manner. So hold on for now, hold on for 2 or 3 months, upgrade your skill set by that time. Don't worry about what all things are going on. Keep on applying into the companies, keep on giving mock interviews, keep on learning. Every day you should learn something new, and every day you should spend some time in applying for the jobs, right? So keep doing those activities, and definitely the calls are going to get increased after some time, not only in automation testing but in manual testing as well, right, Sachin? Okay, so LLM is asking no interview call, so we just discussed about that. Okay, 4 years of career gap you have. Okay. So if you have a career gap of 4 years, so what you have to do is, there are two approaches that you have to keep. One is, you will have to upgrade with respect to the latest tools, with respect to the latest technologies that are there in the market. Last 4 years, when you were there working in the IT company, at that time, what were the tools that were used? Today, what are the tools that are used? So those you will have to learn, because you will get interview questions on them. And it would be beneficial if you mention that you have knowledge on these particular tool set, these particular technical tools in your resume also. You That would add on in your resume. So definitely you should do first that thing. Second thing is, keep on applying in the companies. No one is going to charge you if you have sent your resume and they don't have that kind of requirement, right? So keep on applying and write some cold email kind of things. See, for example, there is a vacancy for 3 to 5 years. I have 2 years. 9 months of experience, or I have 2 years 6 months of experience. So what I can do is I can send an email. I can update my resume. Yes, very important, you will have to update your resume with respect to the job description that they have kept. So update your resume with respect to the job description, with respect to the skills that they are expecting, and then you send a CV with a small email like, hey, XYZ person, whatever his or her name is there, write that name as well. And then write in that email, I am looking for a job and I came to know about this vacancy from this particular platform. And it is mentioned 3 to 7 years of experience you are looking for. But I have 2 years or 2 years, 6 months of experience, 2.5 years of experience. So uh, so request you to, so please go through my CV and help me with the needful. This kind of email, this kind of conversation is totally okay. They won't come and they won't, shoot you in your home like, why did you send an email to us when we are not looking for. And then what would happen, you won't get the call, right? So that is fine, which is happening with other jobs as well. But send an email, you are having a career gap, you are looking for a job, so we'll have to go somewhere extra mile over here. Okay, fine. Purnima Lokhande is asking, sir, please upload one lecture on project related questions. Okay. So I'll upload one video on that, but on a nutshell, I'm telling you, when they tell you project related questions, so what do they mean by that is they want to know what is the process, what is your contribution in the testing process that you are up in for the project in which you are working, right? Then they will ask about what is the testing strategy, how much time do you spend in testing, how much time do you spend on requirement analysis. These all kind of questions you can expect in a project related questions. If it's an investment domain, then they will ask you something related to investment domain. If it's an e-commerce domain, they will ask you how will you do and how did you do negative testing, any particular defect that you have found in your project for which you got acknowledgement, for which you got awarded. These kind of questions you can get. Ashit is asking, sir, please let me know the current salary for 2 year experienced QA. 2 year experienced QA. So if it's a manual testing based QA, so you can expect 5 to 6. If it's an automation, you can expect 7 to 8. Right? Okay. There is a question from AS2634. What type of questions should I expect in second technical managerial round? Okay. So I'm a bit confused with the question over here. Either it can be a managerial round or it can be a technical round. Generally, what happens is there are 3 rounds. In the very first round, it would be the simple plain conversation that HR will have with you or recruiter will have with you. Second is technical round. There can be 2 technical rounds as well. In that case, second and third would be the technical round, and fourth will be the managerial round. If you are asking about managerial round, then in managerial round, the company, the hiring manager, they will ask you about the project related things, like in what kind of project you had worked, what kind of tools you had used. They would be trying to understand what is your hands on, or the best practices or the standards that you are following in your project from the testing perspective, from the quality point of view, that they will try to understand. Then they will give you some of the scenarios, like if one of your team member is not available, then what you would do, how will you manage the work. So from the management perspective, how do you plan, how do you create a strategy. So those kind of questions you can expect from the managerial round. Shubham is asking, sir, does BCom guy can enter into the software tester? I think your question is, can a BCom guy? Okay. So yes, definitely. See, even if you are doing a BCom, even if you have completed your BCom, you can definitely go for software testing. And you will have to learn one of the programming language to do automation testing. Right? So that thing you have to do. Rupesh is asking, can you please prepare video on scenario based questions? Scenario based questions. Yeah, so actually, what I am doing is in the mock interviews, I'm asking them the scenario based questions that are being asked in various companies, right? So you will get scenario based questions over in all the mock interview related playlists that we have uploaded, right? Okay, Akshay is asking, sir, I had completed testing course in private institute. Can I attach fake resume and start working as a fresher? So don't go for fake experience. I would suggest take up these things very genuinely. Very important is how much honesty you are showing. See, after all, whatever earning, whatever job you do, at the end you are going to earn money out of that. If you show fake experience over here, right? Let's say the employer is not knowing about your fake experience, but imagine what would be the situation when you would be allocated, when you would be given a task of 2 years of experience that you are showing as a fake experience, and you are a fresher actually. You won't be able to complete that task. Even if you are able to complete that task, the next you might take some help from here and there. From next time again, you will have that you will have to take some help, right? So if you are taking help again and again, then automatically your team members, your team lead, your team manager will come to know that somehow you don't have that experience or you don't have that skill set. So better, I would say, avoid these kind of things. Another aspect that I would see over here is, see, you are earning money in the job. Whatever bread and butter you are getting, if you are not making it from honesty, from from truthfulness point of view, then whatever money you get, that money also, you won't be able to use that money in the right order. You might not be able to, you know uh, I would say, spend that money. For example, that money won't be there with you for longer duration of time, and that money actually won't give you the satisfied happiness as well. This is just from a spiritual perspective that I am telling, that don't go with the fake experience. Okay. Amrish is asking, I have 2.9 years of experience in non-technical domain. Can I move to software testing? Yes, definitely. See, even if you are working in a non-technical domain, there are two aspects that you can do. One is you can either request the HR or the hiring manager in your company that you are looking for a switch from non-technical to testing perspective. So can you please give that opportunity? Another thing is, you can try outside in other company and you can tell them that why you're looking for a switch, why that non-technical job is not your cup of tea. So these kind of situations you will have, these kind of things, initiative you will have to take. Okay. uh, Future scope in Tosca. So Arun Lakshman is asking, future scope of Tosca. Videos are less for Tosca to learn. Can you make? Yeah, actually, there is less repository, less videos for Tosca automation, because Tosca is actually a paid tool. For testing, the organizations or the managers don't go for doing a lot of investment in testing kind of tools. So definitely it is less in demand, but it is good if you are learning it. You can add that thing as one of the skill set in your resume. It would be an add-on thing, but it does not convey that you will get same kind of tools in the other company. Many companies use Tosca. At the same time, there are many more companies who do not use Tosca, right? So accordingly, you will have to take the decision. Mohan is telling, hi, 4 year experience in testing and recently got one offer. In that offer, my relevant experience is mentioned as 24 months. Will that cause any issue? So, if it is mentioned in the offer letter itself that your relevant experience is 24 months, that is 2 years, then you can request them that you have actually 4 years of experience. right? So it's not 12 months of experience, you have 4 years of experience. So why it's a typo mistake in the offer letter, it might be. Okay, so you can confirm with the HR or with the recruitment team itself. Okay, Rupesh is asking, sir, can you please suggest how to prepare for ISTQB certification? Any material if you suggest will be appreciated. Okay. Now, as you have taken the conversation of ISTQB, the question of ISTQB, so so ISTQB, there is one examination related to ISTQB, one certification. Another certification is ASTQB. Okay. ISTQB is Indian Software Testing Quality Board. ASTQB is American Software Testing Quality Board. If you give ASTQB, the amount that you will have to pay is 17,000 to 18,000 rupees. It's also MCQ based. But after you give ASTQB, you will be able you will be able to apply in the outside companies, and your certification will be valid for outside companies. When I mean outside companies, means outside India, for companies outside India. Now coming to ISTQB. ISTQB is valid for the companies within the India. So if you are looking for a job outside India, then go for ASTQB. If you are looking for a job within India, then go for ISTQB. ISTQB is fully multiple choice questions based exam. 40 questions would be asked to you. Out of 40, you will have to score 26 or more. So that means you will have to score 65% of marks in ISTQB certification. There is no negative marking in that exam, and the questions would be asked on theoretical perspective, theoretical testing, like SDLC, STLC based questions would be there. Then questions would be there on boundary value analysis, equivalence partitioning, these kind of calculation based questions will be there. Scenario based questions will come to you. Then some would be theoretical based concepts like what is test planning, test strategy. Again, it's an MCQ based, so there would be some questions in which you might get confused with the two options given, right? Now coming to the preparation is, if you go to the ISTQB site, there is one tab available from which you can download the ISTQB syllabus. That syllabus, that PDF itself is of 80 to 90 pages of PDF, right? If you go through that PDF thoroughly, if you understand and if you grasp all the things that are mentioned in that 80 to 90 pages of PDF document, you have completed 75 to 80% of preparation that was required for ISTQB. Now I'm telling you how to go for next 20%. So for next 20%, what you have to do is, for next 20% you will have to uh, first of all take some sample question papers that are available online, in which 40 questions are given, and after completion of those questions, you will be able to see what are the answers of each individual question. So I would suggest, don't see the answer directly, first try to solve that question paper by yourself. For example, you take any question paper, schedule the exam, and in that particular time don't use any mobile or don't use any Google thing. Do it by yourself, try to solve that question paper by yourself within 50 minutes. 50 minutes, why 50 minutes? Because that is the duration time of the examination. When you go for the exam, it is 50 minutes. I had given actually this certification exam in 2013. By God's grace, I was able to score 82 percentage of marks. So whatever things I am able to recall from my experience that I am sharing with you, it might happen that today the cost might be increased from 5,000 to 5,200, 5,500, or maybe more. That PDF document you will get on that website, that is for sure, but the content of that PDF might be changed to 95 pages or 75 pages. So this is on a very high level that I have advised you, right? But definitely, if possible, we will create a video on that as well. So hope it was clarified. Okay, Prajwalit is asking alternative of fake experience for career gap. Okay, now what is the alternative that you have? Now, actually when you have this if you don't want to show fake experience, then you will have to start your journey as a fresher. But if you are working as in a non-technical job, but you are working as a data analyst or in a support kind of thing, so then you can try to convince a recruiter, you can try to convince the hiring manager that before the career gap you were actually working for the non-technical job which was of support or which was a data analyst kind of thing, where you are doing the the things that were not 100% from for testing, but yes, those were the things that were touching 50 to 60% of testing you did. So accordingly you will have to convince so that they are able to take a decision of hiring a person with a career gap, right? Another thing is you can go for certifications as well, right? Third thing is, as we have already discussed about we had discussed about recently, people who are, yes, so latest tools and technologies you will have to learn, so those things you can take it up. And don't look only software testing as manual and automation, see from performance testing point of view as well. You have career gap, you learn JMeter, do performance testing, that would be good. You are from non-technical background, learn Bobsuit. That is a security testing tool. Learn that tool, right? There's no harm in learning new skills and new. You will be able to get new roles because people who are knowing testing, who are into the testing field, they themselves don't have knowledge of JMeter or security testing, right? So you should do something different rather than showing performance. Rather than showing this fake experience. So Madhu Kandukuri, I had actually scheduled your mock interview today at 1 p.m., but I'm extremely sorry that this live session is going on. So Madhu, is it okay if we can connect tomorrow at 2 p.m.? I'm extremely sorry, Madhu, it just went from my mind. And actually this charger was also not working in the morning, so I just forgot to inform you. Sorry, Madhu, for the inconvenience. Right. Uh, okay. So Sai Kumar is asking, I have 4 years of experience and relevant experience of 2.5 years in ETL testing. And I got an offer for automation testing with 4 years of experience. How to manage in a new company? Now, how to manage in a new company? So, what you will have to do is you will have to download the source code from their version control repository, and you will have to understand what framework they have made up of. If they are using data driven framework, then they might would be reading the data from Excel file, from CSV file. If it's a keyword driven framework, then their automation would be touching various keywords, and that's how they would be. So you will have to understand the automation framework that has been there in the place, that has been implemented in their team, right? Second thing is, what you should do is, after understanding the framework, learn about, get an overview about the product as well. Because if you don't have product knowledge, you won't be able to keep assertions over there. What is assertion? Means the checkpoints, whether this particular screen is displayed or not, or whether this particular button is displayed or not. So those are assertions. Now, if you have proper knowledge on product, then you will be able to automate that product in the right direction. If you don't have product knowledge, you don't know what you should automate, then you will be just writing the code, but actually it won't, your testing be won't, you won't be able to find defects by that test automation, right? So that is the thing that I wanted to understand. Okay. Okay. Uh, Rakesh is asking, what about the rest assured future? Okay. So rest assured is definitely in a demand these days because you will have to, try to automate API kind of scenarios as well when you are automating. So rest assured and those things are in future, and it would are in demand, and in future also they would be in demand. So don't worry about those things. Biswajit is asking how to learn API testing. Now in API testing, if you see, so there are tools available for doing API testing. You can download Postman in your local machine. It's an open source tool. You can learn Postman tool. Sorry, you can learn API testing. Then then what you have to do, actually what you have to learn is, you will have to learn from the response codes point of view. What does 200 okay mean? What does 201 okay mean? Right? What is 403? What is 500? When, what kind of response code you will get, and what would be the outcome? Let's say if you get this response code, then so what it is, what does it mean? For example, 500 means it's an internal server error. There is a connection break between the application and the database. So these kind of things you will have to learn. Then you will have to learn how will you put assertions in API testing. For example, let's say when you don't enter any data in some particular field, then you should get some message. So you will hit an API, don't enter any data in that field and see whether that message is coming or not. So those kind of assertions you will have to put, those kind of checkpoints you will have to put. So this is how you can learn API testing. Okay. Uh, Okay, so there is a company, you are asking, Morningstar company. They told me it will be gonna 1 hour second technical manager round. So if they have mentioned like technical manager round, then that means they will have questions on technical as well as managerial. So you can expect 2 or 3 people in that um, cabin at that time in that room, and one of them would be asking you technical, one of them would be asking you managerial level questions. Okay. Yes, Swati, please proceed with the question. Okay, so tell you first about database testing. Now, what is database testing? Database testing is nothing but you will be testing the database that has been sorry, that has been implemented in your application, the backend level. So it can be SQL, it can be Oracle. Now, whenever you are saving anything from the front end, from the UI perspective, whenever you save anything, then whether the data is saved as it is in the database or not. For example, if you are saving the date of birth as mm/dd/yy, so it should be stored in the mentioned in the defined format in the database or not. It should not happen that it is getting saved as yydd right? So you will be doing database testing for such kind of scenarios. Another thing is, many a times what happens is people do load testing, people do performance testing, and in load testing they will test. For example, the scenario is they are testing whether all user login is successful or not. So they are testing with 500 users. So you will go and check, you will put a check in the database that every user's entry who are trying to log in, they should have that entry done into the database. It should not happen that due to the concurrent testing, due to simultaneous login of so many users, the database is not able to handle that kind of things or that kind of scenario. So that you have to do in the database testing. Then apart from that, there are stored procedures as well that you will have to test, right? So these things you will have to take care. Okay, Gaurav is asking, can I go to product management from software testing? What are pros and cons? See, definitely you can go to product management, and after a period of time, over here, I mean, product management means you are asking for product manager kind of roles, right? Or project manager kind of roles. So definitely, mm, if you have learned software testing, you are having technical knowledge. Now you will be assigned a team which you will have to take care that they are completing their task in a timely manner or not, and at the same time you would be expected to have a conversation with the client and understand the requirements and then make it understand to the team. So yes, it's good that you can go for product management kind of things, but I would suggest go for technical product management kind of things where you are in touch with the technical things as well. Because if your brain, once it comes out of that testing mindset, then it would get rusted. If you want to keep these things, this technical aspect in your career for a longer point of time, so go for technical management kind of roles, right? Okay, Prabandh is asking how can we learn Postman API in a practical manner. See, in a practical manner is you can download the Postman tool that is available open source from the Google, and you can create some collections. For example, you can take some APIs that are available online with different with different methods. Like some API would be available with put, post, delete, create, update. So try with these crude operations first. Don't go for the assertions in the very first level. Understand the flow of the Postman tool first. There are so many there are options of variables as well: environment variable, local variable, global variable. Try to understand the terms, the usage of the Postman first, and then go for API testing, right? So this is how you can learn in a practical manner. Hmm. Okay. Yes. So there are suggestions coming. So yes, definitely we will have this live session tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. as well, 12:30 to 1:30, right? And definitely we will try to continue this kind of session every Saturday and Sunday. Okay, Ravi Tej is asking, I am BSc fresher. I learned Java, but I am not getting call from company in Naukri and tell me about recession. So recession is something that has not yet started in India, but the companies have already started proactively planning. If it comes, then what they should do. If it does not come, then still what can be the impact? Because many companies are taking the IT work from outside India, right? So there is there are a lot of layoffs coming up, happened in various companies, so that impact should not be there in the Indian companies. So they have already started restructuring, they have already started planning, they are already having management level of schedules, meetings, to make sure that there should be minimal impact if it comes as well. So don't worry about if you're not getting calls as of now. Keep updating your skill set, keep updating your resume, and apply for jobs for now. But for 2 or 3 months, just give yourself some time. By the time the market will come up with a strong positive note. Okay, Naveen is asking, I am fresher, completed automation testing course. Some companies asking 2 or 3 years of bond. So see, 2 years of bond is fine because you are a fresher. 6 months will go in the training period itself. 3 months will go in getting settled in your team. You will take 2 to 3 months because you are a fresher, you know. Then you are left with 1 year, 3 months, right? So I would suggest 2 years of bond is not at all a bad thing. Yes, if it's a 3 years of bond, you can try to negotiate them to 2 years of bond, because 2 years of bond is still acceptable because you are a fresher. You will have to start from scratch, you will have to learn those things and implement. So there is no harm in signing a bond. Okay, so go for bond, no worries. 2 years will fly away like anything. But think from that perspective that you will get so many things to learn as well. Okay, Harsha Reddy is asking, I have 2 years of IT experience, 1 year relevant experience in automation testing, but not real time how to crack interview. Can you suggest on that? Okay, so you have 2 years of experience. Okay, Harsha, I would suggest you to come up for the mock interview on this channel, right? It's a non-profitable channel. We are not charging any single rupee or paise from anyone. Single, it's totally free of cost. You would be getting call on Saturday and Sunday for mock interviews, and you can give the interviews. You will come to know what kind of questions are asked. Secondly, you will come to know to what level you are prepared for the interview. And I would keep the email ID over here. You can send your CV at this particular email address. Automation learning at gmail.com. This is our email address. You can send your CV at this particular email address. Then we have Instagram channel as well, right? So that also I am messaging over here. You can connect with us on Instagram as well. Okay. Okay. RJ Rocks is asking how much time will it take to learn Java plus APM. See, Java is actually a programming language. Okay. It might take 20 to 25 days, or it might take 40 to 45 days to learn Java. But then again, it depends on individual to individual capacity. For example, I am not that much well versed with programming things, so I might take 2 months. You are already from a computer science background, you are already from a IT background. For you, it will be 30 days, kind of thing. But majorly, what you have to learn is you have to learn OOPS concepts. You have to learn how to create objects, constructors, arrays, right? List, loops. So these all things you have to learn in Java. APM is again mobile kind of automation. So it would take, I think, 1 month or 40 days. So overall, you can say 2.5 months you can keep aside for preparation of all these things. Okay, Madhu, thank you so much that you are okay with tomorrow. And once again, I'm extremely sorry that I had scheduled this mock interview today, but we could not connect due to this live session. Yes, we will be connecting tomorrow at 2 p.m. sharp. Okay, and same Zoom link. Thank you so much, Madhu, for understanding. Right. Okay. Okay. If you give, Harsh is asking, if you give 7 to 8 hours in learning Selenium, then I think 1 month is enough. You can get good hands-on experience in 1 month if you are dedicatedly giving 7 to 8 hours. And after that, it's also depends on how frequently you are practicing it. You should be practicing it very, very strongly. There is a question from I am BCom student. I learned Java and Selenium from YouTube. Where can I find jobs? So we are uploading jobs every day in our channel, right? There is a dedicated video that we are creating, so you can apply jobs. You can also search for jobs on LinkedIn portal or on Naukri as well. So there are these many things available. But as of now, for I would say there is still restructuring, internal planning going on within the organization. So don't worry if you're not getting calls or if you're not getting a job. Just give yourself next 2 to 3 months. Definitely the things will improve. What is the ideal CTC for a 3 years experience automation tester? 8 to 10 lakhs. I would say they can earn easily if you are having that kind of experience. And second thing is also depends on how good was your interview, right? If your interview is very good, then they will ask you. They won't negotiate with you. They will give you what you are demanding. Okay, Samadhan is asking how to write project description in resume and also how to explain e-commerce project in an interview. Now, when you have to explain e-commerce project, so in that they will ask you like what is the flow of the application. So let's say e-commerce based application, so Flipkart. So what is the flow of the application? If you are an existing user, you will be able to log in and you will be able to search the product. If you are a new user, you will have to register for that particular website. If you are trying to register via mobile, you might get some OTP. If you are trying to register via email address, you might get some code authentication over in the email, the first time verification. Then you will have to understand the flow of the project. Like uh, if you are searching any product, you will be adding it to the cart. You will be able to see the amount of that particular product. So these all things you have to take care while explaining e-commerce project. And then you also have to explain within the lines. You can tell if any critical bug or any showstopper that you had found when you were testing. Okay. Vasu Bhatnagar, you have shared something. I'm able to see YouTube icon. Okay. Okay. Harsh is asking where to practice Selenium real-time projects. So websites that are available online. Now you we were discussing about e-commerce projects, right? So you can take any of the e-commerce website and try to create automation script for those particular websites. Those are live websites only. So there cannot be any good working experience for you, you know, apart from going for that option. You can try to automate the online live application. Okay, Sangati is asking how to explain project. So same thing, in the project you will have to explain what is the domain, what is the front end, what is your contribution in the project, then how many user stories are you are getting, what is the methodology that you are following, is it an agile, is it a waterfall. Then if it's a manual testing base, so you can tell them about the test case writing, reviewing of test cases. If it's related to automation testing project, you can tell them about the framework. You can also tell them how is the process, like what are the best practices that you are following, is the code getting reviewed, all those things you can ask. Soma is asking DevOps plus cloud versus development for a 3-year experience automation tester who want to change career path. I would suggest DevOps plus cloud. Go for DevOps. This is going to be, very big in the coming future. Shreyas is asking, it is very difficult nowadays to get job with 3 months of notice period. Is it okay to resign and search for the new jobs? Shreyas, I would request you not to do such kind of things, especially in this kind of time, because these days the frequency of the calls, the in many companies the hiring has got freezed. So don't take that risk at all. There are instances where my subscribers have, you know, had resigned for jobs, but they didn't get the jobs, and now they have revoked their resignation in their existing company. So don't, it's only not only for you but it's for everyone. Don't go for searching of I mean, don't put resignation before any job search or before any offer letter. Okay, Harsh is asking data science versus DevOps cloud. Okay. Then Asif is asking, is Cucumber framework mandatory to learn? See, it's not mandatory, but actually that framework is in demand because you are creating a feature file in which you are writing the scenarios in a plain text English language using keywords given, when, then, and. So it becomes very easy for any non-technical person, like people who are sitting at the reception desk or people who are project managers or business analysts. It becomes easy for them to understand what your framework wants to test over there, even though you will have a mapping done with that particular keyword in the backend, that there will be some source code written in Java, but they would be able to understand that, that particular plain text English language more easily rather than public static void main. So that is why it's good if you have that BDD Cucumber framework knowledge. Okay. Okay, Prerna is asking, I have 10 years of gap in my career. It would be possible if I get a job in testing, old experience in manual testing. So, Prerna, there are two things over here. After 10 years of career gap, you can rethink if you are still looking for a testing job, or you can go through all the job roles and responsibility. Let's say if you want to go into digital marketing role, or you want to become a YouTuber. So think from all these perspective and then take a decision. Don't just think for testing. You need to consider that 10 years is a very big time, right? It won't be easy for you to get a job in testing. Rather than, I would suggest you to see which are the other job roles available in the market, because and in which the demand is more but supply is less. What I mean over here is, there is a lot of demand, for example SAP related people, but the people of SAP are less. This is just an example. right? So you can get these kind of jobs easily even if you have career gap, because they need people, and there is a scarcity of those kind of people with that kind of skill set in the market, so they will hire you without seeing your career gap. Nowadays software tester fresher salary 5000 rupees, office cleaner भी ज़्यादा कमाता है in इससे. Suyog is asking software tester salary is 5000 rupees. Man, I don't think that is 5000. And if you are making 5000, I would request you to go for a switch. That is not, I think you might be working in a startup. So, but don't work over there in such a less salary. Can we do database testing with the help of feature files in Visual Studio as tools? So, which feature file you are asking about over here, Sai? Can you please explain? By that time, let us look at the different question. How to start explaining the framework? Yes, so there is a dedicated video available on how to explain the automation framework. There are 10 to 15 pointers that we have mentioned in that document. You can follow that document, then you will come to know how you will explain your framework. And very important thing is, you have to give what is your role or what was your contribution in framework. Okay. Any paid mock interviews reference? Okay, so Shubham is asking if I can give you any paid mock interviews reference. Yeah, so there are other channels also available. They can schedule your mock interview, but at the same time, I don't know how they are scheduling, what is their process. But yes, they are paid. They are charging, I think, 250 rupees for 30 minutes, 500 rupees for 1 hour of mock interview. Okay, please share your email ID for mock interview. Yes, so it is here. Oh, this is my Instagram channel. Just a second. So let me put my email address again over here. You can send your CV to this particular email ID and we will schedule your mock interview. Sorry, it's not hash, it's at the rate. Let me just read that. Okay, it's not hash, it's at the rate. What else we have? Okay, we have a question from Ramzia Rayan. Hi sir, this Kaja having 7.9 years of experience in testing field and also have 3 years of gap. And now I want to restart my career. Please guide. Okay. So if you have a career gap, then as we had mentioned earlier, what you have to do is you will have to learn tools and technologies that are there in the market to as of today. For example, DevOps has been introduced today. It was not there past 5 to 6 years, right? So those all things you will have to learn. Second thing is you will have to do cold email kind of thing. You will have to send the emails to the various vacancies those are available, right? Just keep on sending the email, right? And third thing is you do some sort of certification, Istqb foundation level, intermediate, advanced level, but do some certification will keep you, at a higher point compared to the other people in the job market. Okay, Shreyas, what is the salary expectations we can ask with 3 years of experience in manual testing? So, with 3 years of experience, I would say uh, 3 into 2.5, 7 to 8 lakhs per annum you can expect. Okay. Okay. So, can we do database testing with the help of feature file in Visual Studio as tool by using spec flow feature files? Okay, we'll have to, see this if it's possible in Visual Studio. I'll try to create a video on that definitely. Okay, Yashasvi is asking, sir, I'm 2019 pass out, so I'm creating fresher profile, but no call coming. So Yashasvi, apart from this creating a profile, you will have to do some certification, you will have to get some skill set, and if you have some internship experience, so add that also in your CV. It would be good, it would be beneficial to you. Okay. Okay, team. So we had a good live session today. We are done with 1 hour of live session. If you want to continue today, we can continue today. But definitely tomorrow also we have got one live session at the same time, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30. So I would request every one of you to please come tomorrow as well, and you can ask questions tomorrow. We will continue such kind of discussions every Saturday and Sunday, right? And meanwhile, as it's a non-profitable channel, so please do like, share, and subscribe our channel, and please share this channel in your network as well, so that more and more people get help. Right? Okay, so timings for tomorrow's live session will be same as today, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 IST. Okay, then. Thank you so much. Right. I'm about to end, but if you would like to, continue today, or if you want to continue, then let me just take out more time for you. If you have any other questions. Okay. Okay, fine. So thank you so much. Yes, Ajinkya Gore. Yeah, I see a lot of comments of, you on my channel. So thank you so much, Ajinkya, right, for commenting. And please do comment, please do like, subscribe, right? Shubham, paid mock interview, you can approach other channels, like I don't know whether they are taking mock interviews as of now, but I think there is one SDET automation techie is there, who will charge you something. Then software testing academy, something like that. Naveen automation labs is there, right? So these are the other channels that are there in this soft that are dedicated to software testing industry. You can approach them, and you can ask them if they can have a paid mock interview for you. But I would also request you that our channel is non-profitable, so please come on our channel as well and give one mock interview. It's free of cost, nothing asking from you, but we would be happy to connect with you, right? Okay, then. So email address is rdautomationlearning@gmail.com. We have a handle on Instagram as well. So this is our Instagram handle. Right? So you can follow this as well. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm so happy to see every one of you. As of now, we haven't created Telegram group, right? Actually, it's a bit difficult for me to manage channel, to do mock interviews, to search for jobs and upload videos on that. But going forward, if possible, we'll create the Telegram group and we'll inform you as well, right? But as of now, I don't have any plans for that, because these things are only taking time, and we have only Saturdays and Sundays, right? Okay, okay, then. Thank you so much. And as it's a weekend, so wish you all a great weekend ahead. Right? Thank you.